Welcome to Vegetari-Yum. Last week, you met my husband, Eric.
That's me.
And this week, here I am. I'm Shelly.
Today is a very big day. It marks the 50th episode of Vegetari-Yum.
Yeah, so welcome back.
Hey, Veg family, welcome back. We are so glad you are here with us again this week. Today is a very important day.
Yes, it is.
It is. Today marks our 50th episode of Vegetari-Yum. So for 50 episodes now, you have watched the development of this channel. You've learned some really nice, awesome facts about nutrition and healthy eating, and you've seen and hopefully tasted some delicious recipes. And I'm just really excited they're still going. We do just want to say thank you to everyone who has supported us this whole time. Please continue to like the videos. Please share the videos. It's so easy to just click on that Facebook notification and just share it so other people see it. That's what helps us grow. And we just want to say really thank you so much. And we have so many things coming up. And I can't wait for you to see those.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
Yes, that too. But for today's dish.
Yes, so for today's dish, we are going to make a delicious, healthy soup. Yes, that's right, soup. We're going to make a white bean kale soup.
And it is really great because especially with COVID and everything going on right now, a lot of people can't go into restaurants. But this is a soup that you get a salad with it, and it's going to give you that restaurant quality, that restaurant feel that so many people of us are missing right now.
That's right. You're going to feel like you're in the fanciest Italian restaurant out there.
You are. And more importantly, you are going to love it. Right here, right now.
On Vegetari-Yum. So we will need 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 diced onion, of course like a small onion, 4 garlic cloves, minced. We're going to need a cup of sliced celery, a cup of sliced carrot. We're going to need some herbs, oregano, thyme, and sage, a teaspoon each. Now, if you want to use fresh because you've got that on hand, that's awesome. I use fresh when I have it on hand, but I'm using dried just in case you don't have fresh on hand. 3 cups of vegetable broth, 3 cans of white beans. Make sure they're drained. You want all that excess stuff off and give them a good rinse. And again, these white beans, they can be caneli beans, they can be navy beans, they could be Great Northern beans, whatever you would like. Then we're going to need a can of coconut milk. We're going to need 3 cups of chopped kale. Again, if you don't have fresh but you have frozen, either will work. We're going to use 1 to 2 chopped small red potatoes. If you have white potatoes, you can sub that as well. Then we're going to need a tablespoon of vinegar. We're using actually apple cider vinegar. If you have red wine vinegar, balsamic, any of that will work. And then we're going to use salt and pepper to taste. And we're also going to garnish it with our homemade croutons, which you will find a little clip on how to make those as well. Alright, so first we are going to start out by putting our olive oil in our pot. We are going to get ready to do our vegetables. So we're going to start with our onions, our garlic, and our carrots, and our celery. Alright, so we're going to turn our stove on to a little bit below medium. We're going to give those a good stir so we get the oil around all of them. Now we are going to let these cook for probably 8 to 10 minutes. In just a minute, I'm going to add the potatoes as well. And we are going to cook these until they are almost all the way tender. Now I do add a little tiny bit of water in here as well once they get going. Not much, maybe about as much as will fit in this spoon. And I'm going to keep cooking away, and in just a few minutes I'm going to add the potatoes. Okay, so I have let those vegetables cook for just about a minute. Like I said, I wanted to get them started. I'm adding the potatoes now to the mix as well. Give them a good stir. Okay? And again, remember, I'm going to add a little bit of water, not much. And now I am going to put the lid on this, and I do want you to stir it frequently because you don't want it to stick to the bottom and burn. Okay, so we have finished cooking all of our vegetables. Now we are going to add in our dry ingredients. Remember, those were our herbs that we had, our oregano, thyme, and sage. All right, once you do that, you're going to combine that. Make sure you stir that around really good. And then you're going to stir this frequently just for about a minute. Okay, so our minute is up. Next, we're going to add our beans. Remember, those are our 3 cans of white beans. Get those in there. We're going to add our coconut milk.
Ooh, look at that.
Yes, beautiful. Just to let you know, the camera cut off. So after I added the coconut milk, I did add the 3 cups of veggie broth and I did stir them in. So all of that is in here now, ready for the next step. Now the next step is optional. However, I highly recommend that you add this step if you're able. We are going to take several spoonfuls, actually almost half of the soup, and we are going to blend it in a high-powered blender. Now, if you do not have a high-powered blender that can blend hot soup, you would have to do this when your soup is cold. So you cannot put hot soup in a blender that is not able to handle hot soup because you will ruin it. So we have loaded our high-powered blender with some of the soup, and now we are going to make sure always your top is on, and we are going to give it a good blend.
Nice.
Okay. So Eric, can you get a good shot of that?
Yep, looks pretty and blended.
All right, so now we will now return this carefully.
From whence it came. Oh, wow. That looks... I love it. Okay.
All right, folks, I will...
Not for the squeamish.
What? All right, folks. Now we're going to stir it back up again. And you can see that that has given it a little bit thicker of a texture. Okay? Now again, you can blend more of this if you want, but you can see it's thickened it up.
Yes. Man, this looks really good. I'll tell you what, looking at this makes me want some salad and breadsticks.
Oh, great. Okay, so now we're moving on to our last step. All right, now it is time for our vinegar. And now it is time to add all the kale. Okay.
That is pretty.
Yes, it is. Now again, you're going to want to stir in your kale.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Now at this step, we are going to let this soup come to just a simmer on medium for about 5 minutes. Again, because we are going to let that kale simmer for about 5 minutes. So we're going to turn it on medium. I'm going to put the lid on it to get it started, and we're going to let it simmer for about 5 minutes.
So the takeaway here is we'll see you in about 5 minutes.
Okay, so we have cooked this a little bit, 5 to 8 minutes on medium. You can see the kale is nice and wilted, just like it should be.
That is some really, really good looking stuff. And oh, that means it's time for my favorite part. Tasting.
You're right.
All right. See you at the table. All right, everybody. I'll tell you what. I am really, really excited. Already excited because it's our 50th episode. But I'll tell you, we made this the other night just for dinner. And when I tasted this, I was like, this is what we're doing for episode 50. And it's fantastic. I feel I'm cheating a little because I've already had this. But I'm going to tell y'all, this is fantastic. And you know that I'm not as good of a vegetarian as Shelly is, but trust me when I say this soup is really fantastic. I remember the first time, oh, hold please. What hot?
You forgot we just took it off the stove?
Obviously. This is so good and for a number of reasons. The texture is fantastic. There's textures all through that, whether it's the kale or the potatoes. The first thing that strikes you is it looks like one of the soups you get like in a really nice restaurant. And it's very delicious when you got your pasta soups and your toscanas and all that. This fits in really well. The creaminess of the amount that we blended up adds to the thickness and the creaminess of the soup, which is delicious. And also, for all of you that don't know it, kale is a superfood. So it has tons of nutritional benefits. So you definitely want that in there too. And to wrap it all up, we have these wonderful, I'm trying to get one that's not soaked in soup already, these croutons that were homemade whole wheat bread croutons that Shelly made, and they are quite delicious. But I could sit here and eat all day. Of course, we're not going to do that until we turn the camera off. This is a soup that everybody loves. If you want to make it more restaurant-ish, especially with the situation with COVID going on, everyone's got to be in their houses, make a batch of this up, get some croutons, get some breadsticks, get some salad, and you've got your own little restaurant adventure right at home. And that'll do it. From all of us here at Vegetari-Yum, we just want to say thank you. We want to say thank you for supporting us, for liking our videos, for sharing our videos, for subscribing to us. And of course, if you haven't done those things, please do all those because they really, really help us. I'll tell you, a year ago, or a year and a half, or whenever it was, when I made this channel for Shelly, I really didn't know how far it would go. If she'd like it even, if she'd do 3 episodes and then be like, yeah, I'm good. But the fact that every couple weeks now she's still turning out videos, still turning out it is, I'm just really happy of the way it turned out. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for supporting her. And we love you guys. And we will be back next time with another delicious recipe. So, from all of us here at Vegetari-Yum, you know who this guy is, Eric.
I'm Shelly.
And we will see you guys later.
Bye.
Thanks again. Love y'all. Welcome back, Veggie family. We're so glad you joined us again this week. How was that?